Hello, how are you doing? I hope that you're keeping safe during the pandemic. Are you preparing for a college placement or searching for a job? Okay, I hear you. You are saying yes, right? That's why you're here. Okay, without wasting your precious time and data, let's begin. When you're writing a resume, your major goal should be to pass through the bot, and the bot is like the ATS system, uh, which is the application tracking system. Many MNCs and top rated companies, they use ATS to screen the resume of the many freshers and experienced people, and there you get stuck. So sometimes it happens that even though people are having very good skills, very good education, very good experience, but still they are not getting selected because the first step is the barrier. And most of the time, the resume will not get into the hands of the real person. That means either your resume will be rejected by the bot or by the real people, just in case if they got to see your resume, if it doesn't have a proper look and feel and the keywords that it should be there. I will discuss with you all the details today in this video because I have done my homework. So you applied for a job, you shared your resume with them, and you are waiting for them to send you a reply. But y- you didn't get a message from them that whether it is rejected or selected. Sounds familiar, right? So, what you should do at that time? I will suggest either follow with the recruiter or build a fresh resume again from the scratch. And if that company accepts it, it's fine. Doesn't matter. There are n number of companies, and you should trust your skills and your experience. And once you are uh, doing the proper research for your resume, I'm 100% sure that your resume will be bulletproof, at least for the ATS. Okay. Honestly speaking, when I was a fresher like you, I was preparing for the college placement, and my prime focus was the written test and the technical knowledge. So I never paid attention to resume. But little did I know that apart from the generic template that everyone was having in the college, I could have prepared my resume after doing a proper research. And that's why I would suggest you to listen to your seniors or the people or I mean anybody who has a very good sense of writing a good resume. Okay. All right. I won't bore you with my PPT, but I do have a PPT, which you can take the screenshot. I mean, if you just in case if you need at a later time, and watch this video till the end. I will share the bonus tip. Okay. All right. On your screen, you can see 8 options, and I will be discussing all of them one by one. Okay. And let's start with personal details. So your name should be there on top, and then after that goes the job title for which you are applying, and then the social media links. It can be anything like LinkedIn profile, Behance or Dribble if you are a designer, or even though you are a front-end developer and you have designed few projects and you have a portfolio available on Behance, do share the Behance link. And if you have a blog or website, you can add the links over there. And if you have a GitHub account, I will suggest do add there. Okay. Next will be the email, and make it double sure that the email which you're adding is active. And the same goes for the contact number also. If the contact number is there on your resume, make sure that it is active, so that if somebody wants to reach out, uh, either through the mail or contact number, they should be the voice should be reaching you, right? And if you are adding a email address, uh, don't add a funky one, use a decent one. Like it shouldn't sound stupid or cupid. It should be sounding like a professional. You do not have to write a very fancy keyword in the email address. It can be anything. It can be just your name and some numbers, and then at the rate whatever.com. Okay. And next thing is, nobody reads the objective statement. Even if you are adding, make sure it stands out and it doesn't contain the buzzwords like fast learner or hard worker, things like that. No, because it's very generic. From a fresher, writing such resume is obvious. I mean, it is expected that fresher will write those things only. But if you are a fresher who is not writing those things, that means you are thinking out of the box. So, anybody who will be looking at your resume, that person will be thinking, okay, this person has done some research, this person has done the homework. Tailor your resume for the target job position, that is with respect to the job profile you are applying. That means that, suppose there are n number of job titles. Okay, I have a front end role also, so I can apply to senior front end developer. I am a full stack developer, I can apply for the full stack developer also. Okay, so anybody, if it depends on you for which job you are applying. And suppose you are applying to Amazon, and the job profile is for a software engineer. Your job title on the resume should be software engineer. If it is saying SDE2, it should be SDE2. So depending on the job profile you are applying, you should modify your resume. It should not be, your resume should be a very decorated one, but that doesn't mean that it will be one size fit for every job, right? It should be something that is the baseline for other resume. So if you are applying for Amazon, go for the keywords and all. I'll talk about it in the later slides. But it should be like the job specific. If I'm applying for Oracle, I will be having a different resume. If I'm applying for Apple, I will be having a different resume, because it should align with the job profile I am applying. Okay. Next, we will talk about education. And this is the first section. If you are a fresher, this will go after experience, if you are an experienced person. Okay. And what about the order? Shall I write first about the higher secondary, and then my BTech degree, then my MTech degree? Or shall I write first the MTech degree, and then the BTech degree, then the higher secondary or secondary educational details? Okay, so it should be like reverse chronological order. And if the grades are too low, avoid mentioning that, because anyway it is not going to give a positive um, response to the viewer. I'm not saying that a grade which is low is good or bad. It just, if it is not adding a value, if anything is not adding a value uh, to your resume, avoid that. If you are a fresher, write education first, and if you are experienced, write it after the experience. Okay. And this is a template where it is written like education, degree name from institute name, then there goes the location, stream if it is there. For BTech, it will be, the stream will be there. For MTech, stream will be there if you are writing the higher secondary or secondary education. If you mostly streams are not there, so you can avoid the stream in that case. And then goes the duration, um, y format. And then percentage or CGPA. You can spell out your degree by using just the degree, BTech, or you can use the stream or major with the BTech in computer science. I mean, with that. So, say I have done BTech in computer science, I will write BTech in computer science. Depends on you. And please avoid creating a table format when then goes experience. So for an experienced person, you have worked on n number of projects, so you have a very good profile for experience section. But for a fresher, if you haven't worked, if you are a fresher, if you haven't worked in any company or if you haven't done any internship, you might be having few demo projects. I mean the mini projects and major projects in your last few semesters, like sixth semester or seventh or eighth semesters, or even if you have created your own personal project just for learning purpose, you can add the link over there, but or the details over there, but it should be deployed somewhere so that if I'm seeing your resume, I should be able to click and see or play around with that, because it creates a very good impression on the viewer. Then the this is a template for the experience. First is the employer name. So if my company is Oracle, I will write Oracle. Then I will add my role and then I will write the duration. So it goes in the YY format, because sometimes people mm, switch in. It is not fixed when somebody is in which month somebody is switching from one company to another company. So that's why I think mm is required over there. And then goes the location, and then the project details. We will talk about project details in the upcoming slide, but let's discuss the experience now. Experience must be mentioned in the reverse chronological order. So the current company goes first, and then your last company, and then the last, and so on. Do not mention role. So if in the current company I have worked for 5 years, and when I started my career in the current company, I started as a software engineer. Then after 1 year, I got promoted to senior software engineer. After 2 years, I got promoted to the project lead, and so on. So you can see I have few job position or role changes in the current company only. But shall I add all the positions in my resume? No. You should add the current position that you have, and you can write the project details over there. No need to write the role changes. Okay, company. Okay, there, and we are done with the experience section, and then I will talk about the project details, and project details will go in the experience section only, but I have separated the slide because we will have to talk a lot about it. So first thing is bullet point, no paragraphs, and it should be like one liners. And use of keywords that the recruiter is looking for is will add value to your resume. And do not use confidential data of your client or employer on your resume. I have worked with a client and he told not to use the client project details, not even the details like what was there in that project, like the employee portal or anything that was there. The client told me not to, not only me, everybody in the team, not to share that it with the public. Okay, so whenever I write about the project details, I never include that project because it was a kind of confidential thing for the client. So do not do that. Highlight the languages or tools used when mentioning the project details. So suppose you have worked on an Angular project, instead of writing just I have done this project and all, you can write that using Angular I have achieved this in my last project, and you can highlight the Angular skill. I mean it is if it goes with the required profile for the company you are applying. Okay, if you have a personal project, mention it on resume. I already told about it. And make sure it is deployed and the link is also mentioned in the resume. Otherwise there is no point in showcasing that. All right. Use data driven metrics wherever it is possible. And I will repeat it again. Use data driven metrics wherever it is possible. Because this is the world driven by data. And the ATS or even the human, if I'm a, if I will resume if I will review the resume, a number will attract me more instead of a generic thing that I have done this. If it is quantifying my achievement, I will be more aligned with that, right? And project details must contain individual contribution details, and it should be quantified like accomplished X as measured by Y by doing Z. Okay. Relevant keywords or skills from the job descriptions should be placed and highlighted by making bold or italic in the resume so that the ATS doesn't reject you. All right, we are done with the project section also. I hope you are understanding whatever I am saying. If you are not able to understand, you can uh, write a comment below, and without any hesitation, I will get back to you. Then we will talk about skill section. In general, I when I was fresher, I used to write Java, Advanced Java, SQL, Oracle, a number of things. Okay, but one day, one of my senior again, he was a mentor in my first company, and he told that you should not write in in this way. It should be like proficient with and familiar with, and your skills should be divided into several sections, like the subsections, which should state like programming skills, designing skills, or soft skills. Soft skills do have a very high weight on your resume. Okay, for skills you can divide into two sections: proficient with and familiar with. Don't mention the obvious things like MS Word and MS Excel until you are really excellent or doing something out of the box. Okay, mention the not so obvious tools in the tool sections, but you should write tools like Get, Bitbucket, or SVN, anything that that you are using, because sometimes people do look for those things on your resume. Then we will talk about accomplishments, certifications, or webinars, conferences, online learning platform need not to be mentioned on your resume. Uh, if you're mentioning over there, it is fine. But sometimes we have to prioritize what to write and what not to write. In that case, you can avoid writing that. But if you are writing there, I mean, um, I will suggest not to add over there, because in pandemic you can see, if you're scrolling through LinkedIn, and number of people are doing a number of webinars. It doesn't matter, like nobody gives a damn about it. And but you can write a rank in a competitive exam like GATE or CAT, or if you have done something if you have won a coding test or quizzes, or you have done a very good hackathon, you have won a prize in a hackathon, you can write those things. Any participation in organizing a large scale event having an impact on students or professionals can be mentioned. Like when I was like I have been a part of GDG, Google Developers Group, um, Utkal Techies Forum, and Women Tech Makers. So if I'm writing over there, it can create a positive impact on the viewer that okay, this person is has some um, public speaking skills or leadership skills if I'm managing some event and all. So that adds a value to your resume. Looking about cosmetic stuffs, this is like these things, um if you're doing these things, it is a big no no. So do not do that. Never mention irrelevant information like participated in a painting competition in ninth standard. If I'm hiring a software developer engineer, I will not care about your painting competition, right? Use Grammarly for spell checks and get the proofreading done by someone like I have few juniors who are really good in in English and spellings and all. Do trust them, and there are few seniors and peers whom I can rely on. Okay, I have written my resume. I will get it cross checked by them. Otherwise, there are um, few websites also where you can do that. Space matters on your resume. Okay, uh, do not, if just in case for making your resume in one page, do not add everything in in a fashion that I'm not able to read anything. Okay, things which are relevant should stand out, and for standing out there should be space. Okay, and space matters whenever if you are a designer, you know how much value a space have. Okay, mention bullet points instead of paragraph. We have already talked about it. Single liners are a big win. If a single word is spilling over to the next line, avoid that. Keep it consistent, whether it is font size, font colors, or font. You should not use more than two fonts. And use a decent font, like eh, anything, anything which is not overwhelming to the eyes. Um, you can use that. Never have a photograph on a resume. Never ever. Like nobody cares about it. Export and share. Resume must be shared in PDF format, and do not extend the resume more than one page. Name of the PDF should be like name job role dot pdf, or it can you can play around with it. You can add a underscore, or you can play around with it in whatever way, but it should not be like resume dot pdf or resume final dot pdf, something like that. There are certain tools where you can upload your resume, and you can get the scores, and you can check what should be the ideal score over there, and you can do the corrections. So there is a website called red school, and there is a website called ResumeWorded. So you can use those websites for knowing what is the score of a resume in the competitive world. And one more thing, update your LinkedIn profile. And it matters a lot, because I am getting offers from, I mean, calls from Amazon, and then comes the final thing, keywords. Keywords like, ATS, application tracking system. It relies on keywords. So if you're using boosted, expanded, overall, improved, enhanced, keywords, or I mean, there are many other keywords also. So for accomplishments, you can use the keyword accomplished, achieved, uh, produced, developed, initiated, implemented, established, introduced, launched, achieved. These things, it will add a value. And for delivery, or for a result kind of thing, you can use delivered, uh, accomplished, increased, achieved, produced. Or if you for leadership skills, like if you have mentored someone, you can write mentored, led a team, managed a group of a number of people, convinced my client for doing for approving for getting my designs approved, demonstrate development, and then observed, explode. These are the keywords that you can use, but avoid jargons and buzzwords like self learner, hard worker, because most of the big companies, they rely on ATS, and your resume must bypass the ATS. You understood whatever I am saying, and this is the template which I designed few days back, and I have created a template. I mean this template using the Adobe XD. You can use that if you need. I will add that in the description. And I have created a React application where you can modify the JSON, and you can see the design. So I have played around with CSS, and I have created this design. if you need that, I will add the code sandbox.io link also over there, and my GitHub account, so that you can fork it and you can use it. All right, चाय पियो और खुश रहो. थैंक यू. अगर अच्छा लगे तो शेयर कर दो भाई किसी के भी साथ, बिकॉज you are not paying for it, and neither I have any intention of getting paid by this. So if this video is helping anyone, I'll be blessed. Keep sharing, keep learning. Happy coding. Thank you.